Hi, my name is Ana Lucia Rivera.
Hi, my name is Tamar Bendek.
I'm Estefania Vázquez.
I'm Dina Kenny Horster.
I am Gisela Cafati.
And my name is Dominique Tomé, and we are all from the American School of Tegucigalpa, Honduras. And we are here to present to you our project Mi Meta Es, which was a fundraiser to create awareness and gather funds to remodel Casa David's kitchen. But before we go on the journey of what it was like to build a marathon, my friend Tinky will begin explaining what Casa David does.
People from all over our country come to the capital to receive free medical attention in the most important public hospital in Honduras, known as El Seguro Social. Because they tend to come from outside the city, they spend all their money trying to bring their relatives to receive the treatment. So they have to stay on the floors and on the benches of the hospital, not knowing what they're eating that day. Casa David is a home that offers them, for a small fee of 20 lempiras, or approximately $1, it offers them a breakfast, a dinner, spiritual support, a hygiene kit, security, and most importantly, a welcoming place to stay. We started working with Casa David last year, by which, with the help of the kindergartners in our school, we collected recycled materials that we later donated to Casa David, and they sold, and with the money that they earned, they were able to pay some of the house's bills. Because this year's gym slogan is Brave Leaders, Bold Choices, we wanted to come with something big for this year. We had the pleasure of attending Casa David's first year anniversary last year, and we spoke with Malvina Hooper, the founder of Casa David, and she was telling us different ideas on what we could do, and between those ideas came the idea of a race. So this year, when we were brainstorming on what we could do, the race came up again. Some of the group members were a little bit hesitant because it was a lot of work to do, and we had many different things that year. But we believe that with organization, teamwork, and hard work, we would be able to come up with something extraordinary.
Steps to take. Get informed, set a goal, make a list of everything you need, get sponsors, spread the word, selling, overcoming obstacles, and enjoy it as much as possible. And never forget what is the reason you're making it.
Once we decided that we had time and were willing to work on a much larger scale than previous years, we began by making our action plan and setting several dates. But before we got to our to-do list, we had to gather all of the information necessary and set a goal. Gathering all of the information was one of the most essential steps, and it was because of our close ties to runners and Malvina's initial idea that made us choose to organize a race. One of the most influential and supportive persons that helped us was Ms. Roxana Salazar, Estefania's mom. She gave us the contact of Alfredo Espinosa, an experienced athlete. He helped us from setting up to the day of the race. Talking to runners helped us narrow down the actual date, route, and starting time, as well as the location of our selling stands. And school, we have been blessed with an incredible development office, to which we owe a lot to. They helped us from everything, from lending us the school's name, to drafting sponsor letters, even to setting up at 4:45 a.m. A goal can be defined as a desired result or an aim, and in this case, there are two types of goals. One is a monetary one, which is very self-explanatory. It is a goal that concerns itself with money. Two is a visionary goal, and it is a bit harder to explain. A visionary goal is more in the long term and harder to achieve, but pays off even more than the monetary one. At the brainstorming phase of the race, as a group, we decided that the main focus and objective would be to remodel Casa David's kitchen, making it more industrial and less domestic. And to fulfill this, we would need about 45,000 lempiras, which would be our monetary goal. The visionary goal, as said before, would give a bigger payoff. So on the long run, what we had in mind was making people conscious of the greatness of such a small organization. Having Casa David in all of our posters, banners, advertising, and most importantly our shirts, gave them all the publicity they needed for people to become more conscious of the haven they had created.
Making it special. Races like these have become very popular in Honduras, so we began asking ourselves a very important question. What can we do to make our race special? When we had set the date for January 31st, we began thinking of the theme of having New Year's resolutions as part of our race. When Estefania came up with the name Este Año Quiero, which translates to This Year I Want. We really liked this because it captured the essence of helping other people fulfill their goals while they helped us fulfill ours. When
we had to transmit this idea into an activity in our race. So we began thinking about releasing balloons filled with helium, and each balloon would represent the goal of each runner. We presented this idea in one of our most important meetings with one of our biggest sponsors, Vicosa, and they really liked it, but they suggested that we should have a name that would be catchier, smaller, and that would make people remember the race. So they suggested Mi Meta Es, and this is where Mi Meta Es came to be, and one of the most important visionary goals that really pushed us to come through with all the work that had to be done. We began with a short to-do list that by the day of the race was unpredictably long. It felt something like this. 3 months before, an ant, a month, a giraffe, and 1 week, even a day before, a T-Rex. There were things that came up that we never expected that we would need. Nevertheless, the product was worth it. Everything is important because each little detail counts. So some of the most important things that we had to do and we needed are these. We needed a date, a name, a route. We needed permits, hydration, numbers and timing, receipts, publicity, inscriptions, security services, emergency volunteers, trophies and medals, prizes for winners, sponsors, and a positive attitude. I wanted to expand a little on some things because we thought that were very important, and one of them was the date, because it helps you to put everything into perspective and helps you set small goals that will help you achieve the bigger one on the long run, and also to keep persevering, staying positive. It seems like a rather unnecessary thing to put on a to-do list, but it's really helpful to stay positive, to keep on going, even when things seem too overwhelming. You can remember like everything you do will turn out fine. Also, we wanted to expand on the sponsors. This is so important, and it's a vital part of the race if you want to do it as a fundraiser, because it's not cheap, it's very costly, and the thing you can do is ask everyone you know, everyone that can help you, and I assure you that it will be so much better. As Dominique said, one of our biggest helps was the school, because it got us with one of our biggest sponsors, Vicosa and Gatorade, which they provided the t-shirts, publicity, and all hydration, and the stage, and sound system. And as you can see here, we had so many sponsors that without them, our race couldn't have been possible.
An essential part of spreading the word about a race was through advertising. This is crucial for the popularity of an event because it gets people interested and motivated. We advertised our race through the design, banners at a school's entrance, Facebook, strategic spots, TV, radio, flyers around school, and flyers set at home. Picosa, being one of our major sponsors, created a captivating design for us to use. Quality images can really create a connection with the viewer, and they also serve as a hook to grabbing their attention. They were also willing to donate a banner to us, which was placed at the front of our school for every car passing through the area to see. Banners are an effective way of getting people to know about a race because they speak for themselves and they are very, very attractive. Our Facebook page. The aim of our Facebook page was to inform people about Casa David. We gave an insight on what they do through videos and posts giving information about what they do. Also, we kept people informed and updated about changes or anything they wanted to tell us. And for example, we posted a picture of our shirts and we got really positive attention because many people like to collect every t-shirt of the races they have gone to. It was also very beneficial for us because people were able to tell us about their concerns and it made us do a better performance. Our strategic selling spots were our school's bookstore, the Via Olímpica, and Metrocinemas. The Via Olímpica is a place where athletes go and train, and Metrocinemas is a really accessible place where people mostly visit on the weekends. So these were all very accessible places for them to go, and also it was used for publicity of a race.
Ana Lucia Tamaren Tineke advertised the race through HRN, which is a very famous channel here in Honduras. One of the benefits of advertising through TV is its ability to communicate an idea or a news with a very large audience. TV also works well to attract attention, generate awareness, and establish like a reminder for future events. Our members also visited the radio station Rock and Pop and La Hora del Té. These are some of the most famous broadcasting stations in Honduras. They encourage people to participate in our race and revealed details about our race. Some advantages of advertising through the radio is that people can listen to it while they are changing in the morning, while they are cooking, with anything.
Nothing comes easy, right? Well, this was a phrase that really impacted all of us. We had all types of troubles, everything from being declined by our sponsors to beginning the race 15 minutes after schedule. The process of drafting the sponsor letters took longer than expected, so we ended up sending the sealed envelopes by December 16th, 2 weeks off schedule. This would eventually mean that we would not get a response from any of them until late December or early January. And without the okay of our sponsors, we could not move forward with the rest of our to-do list. The helium to inflate the balloons was the most tiring and difficult to obtain. We had originally sent a company very close to our school for the donations, and the envelope was misplaced. This was very discouraging because we found out the Tuesday before the race. Luckily, we could contact another sponsor, and the helium was acquired. The number for the runners was also very hard to get. 2 companies declined the request. But Casa David got a hold of an anonymous donor, that sponsored the numbers. Unfortunately, the Red Cross and a gym didn't respond to her letters, but we had the luck of scoring Por Salud and AJ Fitness with the help of, once again, of the development office. Since the race was scheduled for January 31st, it was very tough for 9 juniors to find at least 3 hours a week for planning purposes. But thanks to your constant emails and many WhatsApps, we were able to plan and deliver accordingly. The District Attorney of Income, better known as La DEI, has been very demanding with all the receipts in Honduras. Therefore, it was hard to get a receipt template approved by them. So we had to end up using improvised receipts with the National Tax Registration, or RTN, of our school. And since we had to use these receipts, it backed up our selling time. We began selling the second week of January, and even though we reached our estimated sales, we could have sold a lot more if we had had more time. Putting together this whole project was a very demanding process, but extremely gratifying. We had a lot on our plates, not only for this race, but overall. Not only that, but it was evident that everyone was very cranky, trying to finish everything on our to-do list. The day of the race was very satisfying, but not without its fair share of mishaps. Due to many inconveniences, instead of beginning at 7 a.m., we began at 7:15, which made some people mad, but it all turned out okay because more people were able to begin at the starting time.
The day of the race was eventful. To be able to finish everything on time, we had to arrive at the Mole Dorado, the starting point of our race, at 4:45 a.m. Food had to be delivered, the streets had to be closed, and we had to make sure that every sponsor, volunteer, and policeman was at their mark. By food had to be delivered, I mean that, as a courtesy, we gave the policemen a small breakfast. We were also selling kits the day of the race, because most people tend to buy them there. The release of the balloons that Ana Lucia previously mentioned was scheduled for before the warm-up. So we released the balloons, we had a small warm-up of about 30 minutes, and then we started moving all the runners to the street. Once they took off, we were finally able to have breakfast because things started to calm down for a bit. We also went to the streets to cheer on the runners as they passed by. And as they started finishing their laps, we started to reorganize everything so that we were able to have our award ceremony.
We gave away prizes for the first 3 places and gave every runner a medal of participation. We had bananas, Gatorade, chips, water, and coffee. Cleaning up was really easy. We only had to clean up the trash that we left behind, and every sponsor was responsible for cleaning up their stand. Once we were all done, we felt really happy and proud of ourselves. All our hard work from August until January 31 was worth it, and we couldn't be more proud of it. Overall, we made 62,449 lempiras, which is $2,755, and 300 people was in the race. Some of the best moments of this experience were when we saw the balloons up in the air, and also when the master of the ceremony said go, and everyone began running. That was when the moment we knew that we had done it and all of our hard work had paid off. With all the money that we earned, we were able to buy an entire new kitchen. We were able to buy a stove, a refrigerator, a microwave, a freezer, a grill, food processor, 2 coffee urns, a pancake plate, can opener, set of knives, deep fryer, electric game motor. The total of the expenses were about 61,500 lempiras, and it's equivalent to $2,750.
I just want to finish with one of the most important things we needed for the race, and that was never to forget why we were doing it. Sometimes it became very overwhelming, but we thought of all the families that we would be helping, and it really helped us push through. It motivated us to keep going and do our best, but also to enjoy every step of the way. The late nights, the times we met every day of the week, getting up early on a Saturday to sell tickets in the freezing weather, the laughs we had, and the entire experience itself, which turned out to be one of the most enriching moments for each one of us. Now we will present our video.
Think I can fly.